Film's out in 1 minute.
1 minute. Here we go. We're counting down. I hope this is good content.
Well, yeah, I have to edit it down.
Yeah, I'm just filming the countdown timer. Is Paige gonna make it back in time, or is she just gonna?
Who cares? No, I mean, well, I hope so.
I hope so, but she's picked the best time to go and brush her teeth. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a little fun trick. It's the thumbnail, but the right way up. How's that make you feel?
So that's upside down.
Oh.
Uh-oh. 20 seconds.
20 seconds.
20 seconds in count.
You made it back.
Tay.
Alrighty. How many?
How are we going?
Give us a time.
5 seconds.
4, 3, 2.
Hi, I'm Sam Horton.
I'm Paige Daniels.
And I'm Joel Halvey.
And we were the creative minds behind the film Here. I was the co-writer, co-director, co-producer.
I was the same. Co-writer, co-producer, co-director.
And I was the assistant director and lead cinematographer.
And writer.
And co-writer.
And co-writer.
Co-producer.
And co-producer. I remember all my roles.
That's our intro.
We'll go with it. Alright.
I started having the idea. I had this idea. Okay, so I'm really obsessed with the idea that you can dream about someone who's like the perfect partner for you. So anytime you meet them, it's like the most amazing experience, ever. I had a very specific dream, like where it was just about this woman. I never saw her face, but anytime I hugged her, it felt right, So I was obsessed with that idea of like, what if they could make that a real thing? And then while I was in the shower, I was like, oh. That's a movie, and so I dotted it down, and then I got you two involved.
Yeah, I think another big inspiration would definitely be like, because before starting making this film, Sam and I got heavily obsessed with Black Mirror.
Oh, for sure. Black Mirror was a huge inspiration for this film, particularly the episode Be Right Back.
Massive inspiration, yeah.
But in terms of tone, and in terms of style, and in terms of like just the overall concept, a lot of it we were inspired by Black Mirror.
Definitely inspired by Black Mirror. Yeah,
See
a bit of a love letter to it.
See if you can find our reference.
Yeah, a little cheeky one. It's hard to spot, but maybe you'll find it.
One of the big challenges was actually that we weren't all in the same state for a lot of the writing process. I actually live in Melbourne, whereas these two live in Hobart. So a lot of the writing happened over phone, over Google Doc, or in the brief moments we could all get together in Hobart. So that was fun.
We did have one main argument when we were writing that happened over the phone.
That was in person.
Oh, no, I thought it was both. Because we had the first part of the argument in person, then it continued over the phone the next writing session.
That's true.
It was about the flavour of the pancakes.
Oh, fuck.
The favourite... There's a line where Scott says that his favourite pancakes are blueberry pancakes, which
he's wrong.
Joel and I...
We agree.
We agree.
No.
Blueberry pancakes are the optimal choice.
No, but it's chocolate chips.
It was the biggest argument we had.
No, I'm serious. No, okay.
Oh, we already had this, are we?
No, listen. It's chocolate chips. It has that flavor. It blends. Yes, it does.
But the blueberries, you cook them. They're so soft. They're gentle. You get a little bit of almost sour but sweet.
No. It's not.
It's blueberry pancakes with maple syrup.
Okay. Anyway, that was one of the big challenges. What would you say would be a big challenge?
Well, I think that it took a lot longer than I anticipated. It took us a whole year.
Entire year.
But no, I wanted to film it during summer, so that way it was a bit easy, but we didn't actually start until winter. And then there's just a challenge of like getting actors together. Some actors had personal stuff going on. We had personal stuff going on, and just we were all trying to get this done, but also try to balance our normal lives. I think that was really a challenge.
That's a big thing about like a no budget film is you're not getting paid from it, so this is all your own personal free time.
We were working on our own time, and I think that was what made it somewhat difficult. But I think in the end, like I think it let us really dedicate more time to really working on it and really give it the time that this film deserved. And I think at the end of the day, I would not have that experience any other way.
Yeah.
That rhymed, I'm sorry. What about you, man?
I think a big challenge, like, that I definitely noticed was, like, normally most of our projects, we have no more than 3 or 4 filming days all up. But with this one, we had, like, 7 main filming days.
7 and up.
And then there were numerous other days for getting catch-up shots and all that kind of stuff.
I'd say overall it took, like, maybe 8 days.
8 days altogether.
Over the period of, like 6 months.
Yeah, but like definitely, especially when like the filming days started getting like closer and closer, consistent filming days, definitely it was like a lot to get used to. Like we were kind of used to being able to get it all in one small thing, but then having all this time over it and then doing it more and more and more. It was a bit deteriorating, but we got through it. We
were very tired.
We were very tired. I remember some filming days where I was just kind of conked out.
I remember those too.
Whew, it was tough. What about highlights?
Highlights. I think there were a lot of highlights. One of the main highlights was working with Bryce, Ryan, and Lily. They were exceptional. They came so prepared. They really put their all into the characters and stuff, which given we're like we don't have money, we're this amateur film group of friends that literally we make them out of our own passion.
Screw you, Hollywood.
Yeah.
We do it ourselves.
The fact that we could ask these people to be a part of our like amateur little films and they were so gung-ho and they put so much into it was really lovely, and
they were more dedicated than we were.
Oh god, they showed up on the first day, knew all their lines, had like annotated scripts, all their costumes, everything sorted, and we were like, oh god, we were not prepared for something so prepared.
That was definitely a highlight for me.
I think a highlight for me, like what's always a highlight is just a vision that I had in my head is then real. Like that's always a highlight, seeing it. I think the first day of filming will always be my favorite.
Oh yeah.
Because just for the first time, because when we wrote the script, we like for Erica, we had Lily in mind from the start.
Yeah.
And so, but it was always like that kind of thing where I was like I couldn't quite picture it, but it was like I knew what I wanted. But then when Lily like actually like started saying the lines and delivering them like how I pictured it, that was when I really started to see this as a real thing, and that was really exciting.
Absolutely,
yeah. I think,
but I'll credit actors later.
When we started getting closer and closer to the finishing date, and seeing more and more of the shots come together, and as Sam edited together the scenes and like would send through clips, and just being so excited as to how everything was actually looking. Like there's this one take at the party scene where I just like did this long tracking shot, and
that took us like 4 takes. Didn't it?
4 takes. Had to rehearse it each time, and then like blocking out the party scene, because that was the first time. Well, not the first time, but the first time we had this choreographed scene with lots of extras and
mostly women.
Yeah, mostly women. That's true.
God damn it.
And we put a lot of effort into it, and then actually seeing it realized was amazing. Looking at it and just understanding that it looked good, and I was really happy with it. And it just sort of rejuvenated me and made me think, we can do this. We're so close.
I just thought of another highlight. Sorry to butt in.
Oh no! Don't tell more highlights. Give us more stuff to work with.
Sam Piefinch's performance as Vincent Grant in the prologue. It's such a small scene and very different to the pacing and kind of themes of the rest of the movie. But it was funny. So funny, and he did a really good job of it.
I just love the idea of someone going into the film blind, seeing the prologue, and going, that's what kind of film this is.
Happy, yeah.
And there's the rest of it.
Well, I was saying earlier, it was like I was inspired by the Black Mirror episode USS Callister, because that opens with a really cheesy intro, and then the rest of the episode is completely different.
Yeah.
Like, so it was a lot of that, but also I'll go on record saying that the prologue is my favorite thing that I've edited for a short, just because I had stupid fun doing it.
Yeah, I kept on rewatching it when it was done, because it's just so good.
It's
so darn good.
I like watching my own stuff that I actually enjoy.
Right? So good.
We'll start with Bryce.
We'll start with Bryce.
What
a legend.
What a
Holy shit.
lad.
He's so good.
Yeah,
I remember because we had an actor in mind for Scott, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And so we messaged Bryce maybe a week before we started, just saying hey, you want to be in this? And he said no.
Yeah. And he wasn't in the film.
Movie over.
Yeah.
That was not him. No, but he said yes, and
He was really gung-ho as well.
Oh,
and
God, yeah.
even though he was interesting with his lines, even though he didn't really know them.
But he put a lot of effort in.
So
Oh
much.
no, he
So
absolutely
good.
put in effort. I mean, bloopers. That's what we love.
No, yeah.
But no, Bryce was a complete. Bryce was just like one of those things for me where I was just like, at first I couldn't quite picture it, but then once he started doing it, I could not picture anybody else.
Exactly. Yeah, he was perfect
Scott.
for it.
Yeah.
He was Scott. Yeah, and when he'd in between takes, he'd be reading over his script and he'd ask for advice on how we wanted it to be performed and all that kind of stuff, asking these little details that we hadn't even really considered.
He asked more questions than we were prepared for.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the sign of a dedicated actor, someone who puts so much thought into their character and then puts so much effort into bringing it to life. That's how I felt with Bryce. Just amazing. So much dedication and passion about it. And
Absolutely.
so good.
We got him on speed dial.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And then Lily next.
Yeah, Lily next.
Lily was an angel.
I properly realized Lily's potential in Blue.
That's true.
She did a really good job with that, and I knew I wanted to work on another film with her again. But yeah, I don't know. She has this aesthetic about her where it's you see her as those stereotypical pictures of housewives in the 50s when they're holding something, and I was oh, Lily has that look. I think she's really perfect, and she did a fantastic job. First day of filming, I still remember this. She showed up, all of her costumes in the boot of her car, and she forgot a pearl necklace, a very specific pearl necklace she wanted to wear. And when she went home to go and get it, we were looking at some of the stuff she had, and she brought a book about
etiquette.
proper etiquette, and we were what?
Yeah, it's in one shot in the film as she's reading it in a montage, and it's just such a small touch, but it works so well.
It wasn't something we didn't go, oh yeah, so Erica's, she would have perfect etiquette, but Lily read the character and went, this is something that Erica would have, and the fact that she put that effort into not just reading the script and going, okay, this is my character, but what would my character have? What does my character need?
Yeah.
It really showed us that she was dedicated to the project.
Yeah,
which
we weren't prepared for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
I've had actors show up on set where they didn't even know they had lines. And then of course there's our lovely boy Ryan.
Oh boy,
Ryan.
so
Lovely Ryan.
So when we cast him, he'd shown interest in other projects before now, and so he told us that he'd never done any film acting or any kind of acting before,
Which is helpful.
And so we were like, okay, we'll give it a go. We'll see how he does. What the fuck?
Yeah, my God.
Are we sure that he's never done any acting before?
He was really amazing.
I refuse to believe he hasn't.
Surely, right? He's
his first day of filming was incredible.
So good.
Every time he delivered a line, I was like, oh my God, that's how I imagined
That's
it.
perfect.
Oh my God.
The day actually took twice as long because we had to keep picking our jaws up from the floor.
Honestly,
Every time we finished a
because
scene.
we'd finish a take and then we'd just spend 2 minutes gushing about it, being like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, we're very good at giving praise towards our actors.
We never
we're
shut
just
up.
Oh my God, you're amazing.
He was very good.
It was so good.
But they were those three were amazing choices for
incredible.
our leads, and I couldn't be happier. And
Honestly.
whoever that actor was that played Zach fucking sucked.
Oh, who was that guy? No idea.
Orange had no inspiration in this film.
Zero.
I think
Go back and watch Orange.
don't.
Please don't.
I'd
beg
say
of you.
like for past films, because I think what this is really, what's helped me with this film, like in terms of like behind the scenes stuff, is it's taught me to like, you know, be more open with collaborating with other people, not just with like, you know, like just having like people pitch ideas on set, but also with the writing and the directing. It's probably inspired me to want to have co-writers and
Yeah.
co-directors. Because, I mean, it's not that, like, I don't feel like I can't do it myself. Like, I could. It's just that I like having other people's opinion. And also, like, with this script, I knew I couldn't write it alone because I needed, like, other input. Like, to really make that script, you know, what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm super proud of
Yeah,
it.
with like the collaborative effort, like the older films, it was mainly you'd have one script writer and then a couple of script supervisors check over it, and then you'd have one director with other people having a little bit of input. But
It was usually the person who wrote it as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It was Sam, yeah, and then
Oh,
we
smoke.
Yeah, but, yeah.
we first tried out a little bit of co-writing with X Pursued by a Bear, and we had such a good time doing that we just knew that co-writing, when you have other people in the room, you're bouncing those ideas off, and if you have a bad idea, the other person or the other people can give you a better suggestion. It's such a conducive environment for a good script.
There's no such thing as a bad idea in a writer's room. It's just that, you know, some ideas don't work as well as others.
Yeah.
Like chocolate chip pancakes. Just
Stop
it was a bad
it!
idea.
Stop
That was a bad
it!
idea.
Stop it! Stop it! I will fight for that.
And then like with the directing, like previously it's been like singular director's vision, but then especially with this project, like Sam and Paige like working super closely together on the ideas and the concepts, and then I would occasionally jump in with suggestions, and then we'd all work super closely on, they have a vision, I try and put it through in the cinematography and the blocking and that kind of thing, and working together on it is just such a good way of doing it. Like if I was doing it by myself, I'd feel overwhelmed and all that kind of thing, but with everyone else pitching in and having our backs, so good.
Plus, our directing style is so similar
It's
anyway.
very similar.
Like,
we have a lot of the same.
Yeah, a lot of our ideas are very similar to each other, so working together wasn't really that hard.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we really clashed
No.
on an idea in terms of the directing.
There
And
were
so-
situations where Sam and Joel would be in the other room figuring out how the cinematography would work, and I would just do the blocking with the actors. Sam would come in and be like, alright, so this is what I want to see, and I'd be like, we got it. Like,
Yeah.
we're done.
And then like future influence on Time Train films, like absolutely collaboration.
More collaboration, but also more experimentation with plots.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I think this has really shown to
This
me
is-
that, like, we need to, like, really experiment with
Yeah,
plot.
this has definitely been our first film where we've really gone outside our comfort zone in terms of genre and style and how we
first time
wanted to
we-
end our film.
The first time we went weird.
Yeah,
Like, the first time
I
we
mean,
properly went weird.
if we're being honest, like when we were first writing the script, we had a much happier ending, didn't we?
We did, yeah. It was actually a really tied up neatly with a little bow kind
Yeah,
of.
but I didn't want that.
And so we took a risk with a bold ending that was not happy.
I love the ending.
I'm so glad we went with it.
It's like, I love a happy ending, but I love an unhappy ending.
And the fact as well that we got Justin Wagner,
Justin.
who taught all of us at Elizabeth College drama,
Such,
so
like-
he's absolutely like, as far as kind of acting inspiration
Yeah,
goes,
that's-
he's a bit of an inspiration to us.
I mean, that scene as well, that was just him and I in your shed. Just
Yeah. So
like, just
it's
me
really
going
good.
like, hey, why don't you do this? And him going, yeah, I got it. And it's like, oh, okay.
Perfect.
The fact that we got him for the ending
That's my
was
favorite.
Incredible.
Ever.
Yeah.
It made us, it was really affirming as well to have, you know, it wasn't just like us and our friends, like it was someone who,
It made it more professional.
yeah,
Yeah.
it
To have
made
like a
it-
professional actor / director.
Yeah.
Like, that's what really helps. I
So
think.
that was really nice.
Okay. I always wanted an original score. Like, I always want to have an original score, but that's, like, really hard, like, to accomplish. Because the last time we had an original score didn't go very well.
Yeah.
But
There was like good work on it, but it didn't really fit the tone.
it could work, but it didn't fit. And so I wanted like to work. Personally, I wanted to work with a score artist that like really understood like what the film was and what to do.
But we couldn't find one, so we went, no. So,
And that's when we found
Taylor.
lovely Taylor.
Taylor Parkinson.
Incredible, absolutely incredible. Like, I think a big thing about it is when we worked on past projects, especially when we were choosing a soundtrack, we'd choose it fairly early on. And then the sound of the music often would, like, change how we would shoot the scene because we wanted to shoot it around that idea of sound. But then working on this, we were able to, like, coincide the sort of creation of each scene and how the score would work with it, and that was like so much better in that we could make them fit with each other, not trying to bend a scene around a pre-existing song, but create something on both sides that fits perfectly and also means we don't have to make any kind of choices that we don't want to have to make, which is really good.
I think, or having an original score always, I think score does help, like, enhance the film and tell a story.
Yeah.
It tells the story along with the visuals. And I think, like, if your score's as good as the visuals, then your story is going to get the point across. And I think that we accomplished that.
Yeah.
And that being said as well, like, we had the original score, but also I think that, the credit song that we picked, Monster by Dirty, like, I can't imagine that the film without that song.
It's perfect.
Like, if we didn't have that song, I don't know what I would have done. But also the original score was bloody brilliant.
Absolutely amazing.
And we got to give credit to our score artist, Taylor.
Taylor,
who was,
amazing
who
job.
was a lovely lass.
And also, like, shout out to Dirty as well. Great song.
Shout out to Dirty, who is not watching this.
One other thing that was really fascinating with the original score was because obviously it was made for the film. It's really interesting when you listen that there are kind of little bits and pieces, like there's almost like a theme for Erica. And
I never
like
had a theme before for a character.
there are
I never had one. I was so keen.
There are different like kind of themes that come across, giving the feelings that kind of redirect you to previous scenes and contrast and stuff. So the fact that we have an original score and not just like songs that we like, which is fine as well, but the fact that we have an original score means we can really hone in on the fact that this is important.
It really like I said, it enhances like the plots because if the music is just as important as everything else.
Absolutely.
If and if your music doesn't do a good job of telling the story, then like it just feels out of place. But if it helps, then it feels right. So that's very helpful.
So thank you, Taylor.
Taylor, excellent job.
Put a picture just here of Taylor.
I loved the party scene. I loved it because it like gave me a real chance to work with a big group of people and not just place the camera in a nice place, but also craft a scene that unfolds as it's moving. Like that's kind of why I mentioned that tracking shot before. It allowed me to have this thing where I moved around the room and bit by bit you would piece together this party, and through what you see alone, you kind of get the idea of who's there, what kind of party it is, maybe how late it is, like how many people have passed out on the floor, all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was just so much fun to work with that many people and create something that was creatively satisfying. It was really cool. And when we finished up and when Sam showed it to me, I just couldn't contain my excitement.
I have two scenes that really stick
That's
out.
just cheating.
Well, I mean,
I'm kidding.
I mean, well, for one thing, I really love the part where Scott's looking up, which granted, because again, like to call it out, like the score helps the visuals, but also I love the lighting. I love like the little details. I love how intense it feels, and then right as it cuts. Like right as he's entering the building, and then it cuts to like that really happy little piano too. So good. But my personal favorite scene, I think, like this is the scene that I always love, is the part where Doug realizes Erica is one of the dream people or plastic. That scene is fantastic.
Ryan,
solely based on performance.
Yeah.
Because just Ryan and Bryce did such an amazing job delivering those lines that just. It was better than how I imagined it. And every time I watch that scene, I know that I've done a good job.
Yeah, their intensity was just palpable. Like when they were filming it, you could feel it in the room.
Yeah.
Like,
and that was done as well on like the technical last day of shooting. Like, that was one of the last scenes.
That was the last scenes we shot.
And before we had to cut.
Oh god! Each time I see it, that tension,
so
that
good.
passion is just amazing.
So good.
I'm probably gonna steal your idea and choose 2 favourite scenes.
Okay.
So one of my favourite scenes is the one where Scott reads the letter and finds out that they're coming to collect Erica.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons I absolutely love that is because of the score. It builds up the kind of suspense, and it just completes what I already think is a fantastically filmed scene. It just completes it with a really awesome piece of music, which I really like. But the other bit I love is the prologue. And any of the Wish Granted ads, I just think are so... We did them in a really
Infomercial.
Cheesy as hell,
cheesy
yeah.
way, which just... And the people who were involved in it were so funny, and it was just
so
really
funny.
nice.
Hey Sam, that infomercial? That was cheesy as fuck.
You know it.
Hey.
That's a good question. I don't remember.
That was actually my idea, which I'm really proud of. One of the kind of token lines of the film is, I'm your dream girl, you dreamt of me, and now I'm here. And I just thought, putting that emphasis on the line here, like, I am here, I exist, I'm right in front of you, I feel like it absolutely personifies what the film's about, because Scott wasn't just after finding his dream partner. He wanted that companionship. He wanted someone to be there with him, and then in the end, obviously, it wasn't. It wasn't exactly what he wanted, but it was the fact that Erica was here. So I like the emphasis on here. Who's here with you? Who's not here with you?
Yeah, it works really well, like, with the film, like, and it also, like, just sets the idea overall.
Yeah.
Which the idea of, like, if the perfect partner was right in front of you, would you be satisfied? It's that kind of thing. Like, if you're so, like, uptight and picky about the person that you want to end up with, like, would you even turn down your dream partner?
Yeah.
Is there any other questions?
I think
that's it.
Probably
Okay.
We thank you guys so much for watching this behind the scenes video, and also for watching here our film. If you haven't seen it already, please go check it out.
If you haven't seen it already, you've probably been spoiled. Yeah. So, like,
we want to thank the 10 people who watched this video. And because of watching it and watching our little film and enjoying it, here is some bloopers, which everybody loves, and we hope you enjoy watching us not know what we're doing. Enjoy it, and thank you. I'll see you later. Okay, actors ready? And in your own time.
Picture this. One night you have a dream. Shit. No, forgot the line. I'm standing here with Jennifer Wallace, the mind behind the science. Thanks, Vince. I'm sorry, I turned to it.
Oh, that was so good. Just the mic.
Chill. Time to relax.
Wind, stop.
I'm doing the wind dance.
This is my movie! I'm the star, motherfucker! This is one of the only scenes I'm not in! I wanna die.
We rollin'?
Yep, we're rolling.
26.
Okay, ready and bazinga.
Hey, Scotty! Fuck, I've already
Alright,
Alrighty, cool. Quiet on set.
alright, let's go and action.
Fucking hell, Bryce.
Alright,
Okay, we're rolling.
okay, and action.
Fuck me.
Come on.
That wasn't me.
We're still rolling. We're still rolling.
Okay.
Yep.
Still rolling. Alright, and
Nope. Just wait until you're not smiling.
I'll give you a moment.
Come on, get it out. Get the giggles out. Come on.
You got it, buddy.
Get the giggles out.
If I give you pain, will that help?
No.
The threat helps.
I've got that same threat from a high school bully. Alright, you feeling good, Bryce?
Yeah.
Alright, and action.
didn't expect you to do that. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, that was loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, we cut that line. Sorry, Bryce.
So I'm thinking the mic's gonna be here for the shot, so practice some lines
I'm
here.
salty about it.
God.
There's no universe.
Hi, Jake.
I'm so good at catching.
They look behind you.
Hi, Tiggy. Hi, buddy.
What did it land on?
Hi, buddy. Voila.
Fuck am I meant to grab it?
I got to the other side. For fuck's sake. So when you hand it to him, make sure you bite with the side.
Oh my god.
He's facing
him.
away from
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how do I
away
grab
from
it?
him.
How do I grab it? That
So
piece
when you
falling
hand
off.
it to him,
How is
Hand it to
watching
him that
that
way.
way.
bite of a sandwich the funniest
So and then you
shit I've
grab
ever
it that
seen.
way and bite it.
Yeah, alright. This is a nice table.
Isn't it? But it's very old, so if you put too much pressure on it, it will
it just
probably
breaks.
Oh, for fuck.
4.
I'm 5'11".
Alright, let's try it again.
Yep.
I'm so angry.
Okay, come on, Bryce. We've got to get the pancakes. We want the pancakes.
Okay, let's do it. Go.
Think about eating them.
Okay, actors ready.
Fucking do it.
Alright, rolling.
Tomorrow's ready.
Yes.
Okay, and
Oh, they're just these plastic people that they make so that horny dudes can fuck them whenever they want. They're literally just sex bags with a pulse.
Sorry.
Ryan, what's a sex bag? Ryan, please.
hey baby, you want to hump in my sex bag or what?
The worst part was when I said bags, I knew it was wrong, but I just wanted to keep going.
Okay.
Fucking hurt.
Oh god.
Alright. We're rolling.
Good to eat, and then it's do you want to maybe? You're cute.
I thought you said, do you want a baby?
Can they have babies?
We don't know. We don't
We don't care.
Well, I don't think they're designed to be because they're only, you meant to only keep them for a month.
Yeah.
So it's not like they wouldn't want you impregnating it in that month.
That'd be a really short gestation period. Holy shit.
Alright, actors ready?
Yep, rolling. Alright, quiet on set, folks. Alright, we're rolling.
Okay, actors ready? And action.
Well, Scott also.
Rolling.
Okay, and sorry.
Sam.
It's funny. Okay, I'm good.
Alright, okay. We're rolling. We're rolling. Okay. Quiet on set.
You're gonna have to knock, so just wait.
Just say when.
Okay, go.
Hi, we'd like 2 marijuanas, please. We're not undercover cops. Just say it into the mic.
Into the mic, please.
Into the mic, please. Just, we're not undercover.